Do your Google ads make your face go like this? Well, cheer up, my friends, because today I am going to show you 5 easy ways that you can both decrease the cost of your Google ads while increasing the sales on those same Google ads. And if that sounds like an impossible claim, trust me, it's extremely easy. And the best thing about these tips that I'm going to share, they are actionable and anyone at any experience level can implement these things straight away. So you don't need any superhuman powers whatsoever. However, if you do have superhuman powers, you'll probably find some use for them in your Google ads at a different stage. Anyway, what we're going to be discussing in this video is the tactics I use to basically drop my costs while increasing my sales. And I'm going to show you, if you stick to the end of this video, one tactic that got me over 9% conversion rate in one of my campaigns. So it's going to be an action-packed video and I hope you join us. And by the way, I know I've mentioned this before, but in the comment section, there's going to be timestamps to each and every single tip. So if you want to go there, no problem. Okay, so the first thing I need you to do is I want you to make sure that you can see all of your account data. And that requires you to switch over into expert mode. And if you're not in expert mode, you are missing a ton of data that's going to be helpful to you in making your decisions on your campaign and with your Google Ads account in general. So for example, if you go into the placement section, you're going to be able to see every single website where your display ads are showing, and that's going to be extremely helpful to you. Now, to get into professional mode, or rather expert mode, all you have to do is click on the settings and then select the option that says switch to expert mode. That's all you need to do. So tip number 2, use custom intent audiences for your display campaigns. Now, display ad campaigns can be wonderful because you get to show your banner ads and display ads all across the web to lots of different clients on different websites. But that is also the problem with display ads, is that sometimes you'll find that your traffic might be cheap, but it's really unspecific, it's not targeted, and it's not converting well. So why don't you just use keywords on your display ads like you use for search ads? So for example, if somebody is looking for a grand piano and they type in the keywords grand piano, how search ads work is they show up the results and you appear in the results for grand piano. Now, when it comes to display ads, you can do the very same thing. However, we have a problem. If you go into your menu and you go into your display ads campaign and you try and add keywords, you will see it gives you a very funny notification that says, unable to add keywords, please create a custom audience. And this is basically where your custom intent audiences come in. Okay, so what is a custom intent audience? Custom intent audience is basically just a display ads audience that we create out of keywords that we select that are related to our core products and services. Now, you do get auto-created custom intent audiences on Google as well, but you'll find these a bit hit and miss, and sometimes they're not really specific to what you're selling or the services that you're involved with. So you need to create a custom intent audience, and I'll show you exactly how to do that in this video. Okay, so I'm in my Google Ads account, and what I am going to do now is I am going to click on audiences. Make sure that you are in your display ads campaign. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on edit audiences. Once I'm there, I get to select the ad group or campaign, and I'm just going to select this one over here. Now, as you can see, we are currently in the search menu, and I want to go to browse and go to your custom audiences. And I've already created one custom audience, the Banana Crew, but I guess we'll create another one. So I am going to call this custom audience example audience, and I am going to select people who have searched for any of these terms on Google. Now, once I do that, I can type in my keywords. So for example, if my keyword is banana, I can just select, and you're going to want to do this and add between 20 to 40 keywords, maybe even more depending on the type of product that you're selling, but make sure they're all related to your product and service that you're selling. Once you've done that, you then gonna go and maybe, if you do have competitors in your space or some people that sell similar products or services to yours, you're gonna put in their URLs over here as well. And I'm just gonna say okay. So as you can see over here, I've got my keywords and I've got my competitor websites, and that's basically it. I've now created, I'm just gonna call this custom intent audience so I don't get lost later. Now you have basically created a custom intent audience, and you can use this with all of your campaigns. So there are a couple of things that I want you to keep in mind when it comes to custom intent audiences. Number one, keep on tweaking your keywords. You are not going to find the best keywords straight away. In fact, I've got a good video about finding great keywords, and I'll also put that in the link in the description below. But keep on tweaking your keywords so that you can find the best keywords that give you the best performance. And number two, I want you to use them in combination with Google's auto-created audiences, and keep on testing till you find the right mix. Remember, there's affinity audiences, custom intent audiences, so use them all together and try and find the best balance for your business that's going to give you the best return on ad spend. That's it, custom intent audiences. So every time I'm online, or I go to Reddit, or I check the comments on my YouTube channel, the comments are always the same. Google Ads is overspending my budget. What can I do? I'm paying far too much for my clicks. What can I do? Or this account cost me $15 and today it's costing me $60. I don't understand. Guys, this thing is extremely simple. You need to understand bidding settings if you want to master the costs on your Google Ads account. It's just that simple. If you don't understand bidding settings, you're never going to get to the point where you control the costs accurately with your Google Ads. So I could bore you and give you a whole 20-minute presentation of each bidding setting and what it does and stuff like that, but you're busy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link a video in the description below, and I'm going to tell you every single thing you need to know about bidding settings in that video. But for those of you who are watching this video and you just want a quick rule of thumb, there's 3 things that you need to keep in mind. Number one, when you're starting any campaign, start off with manual cost per click or manual CPC. After manual CPC, if you've had more than 7 conversions, switch it over to enhanced CPC. And only after you've completed those 7 conversions and you see the account is going well and you maybe have 30 conversions in the past 30 days, then I would suggest that you go to an automated bidding strategy like maximize conversions, target CPA, or maybe target ROAS. But that is the simple rule of thumb. Now, I understand that some of you are using YouTube ads and it might not work that way, but the principle is the same. Start off with a manual setting like manual cost per view and make sure that it's at a price range that you can actually afford. And bidding settings is that simple. Now, like I said, there's a link in the description below, but let's move on to the next tip. Number 4, always, 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 always and forever send your click traffic or your Google Ads traffic to a landing page. Now, I recorded an entire semi-video just to make my point as clear as possible. So watch this. Okay, so I'm on the Neptune Design website right now, and if you're a first-time visitor, I want you to look at all of these options that you can select. So you could select set up my Google Ads, our work, you could find out about us, you could do free training, and you could do contact us. Now, the problem is sometimes you present the clients with too much choice and they end up browsing through your website or going through your entire site and they even forget why they were there in the first place. I know this because this happens to me often as well. You know, you just get so interested and then you kind of forget why you were there. So what you want to do is, instead of directing traffic to your main website, try and have a landing page. Now, a landing page is just a fancy way of saying a single page, like a squeeze page, where you get your client to focus all of their attention. So I'll give you an example. If I click on free training, this is a landing page. As you can see, there is no menu and there is no footer. There is just simply this page, and it's got 2 call to actions, and they are the exact same call to action. So now if somebody clicked on my Google ads and they went through to this page, they would have no option but to read, take this offer seriously, and decide if they want the free training or if they don't want the free training. This will also help you with your A/B testing, and it'll help you see if you're getting your offer right. So this is a very focused approach, and I recommend this approach because a landing page will focus them and you'll see whether your marketing is working or not, instead of just having people that browse through your website and float away into thin air. Okay, so we have a problem here. The problem is the usual Google Ads campaign only has a conversion rate of about 3.25%, which means 96% of your web traffic is actually not going to convert. Now I want you to picture the scene. A client comes onto your website, they see your product, and they fall in love with it, and they say they have to have it. They've seen all the customer reviews and they read all the features and they are all in, they are ready to buy. So they add to cart, and then they get an email from their boss and they just click off and they leave your website. You've basically paid for that person to come to your website, but you haven't got your conversion. So basically that person is lost forever. Now this is where remarketing comes in. Remarketing is one of your best tools to increase your performance of your Google Ads account. And you might be asking, yeah, but Devin, how much more successful could a remarketing campaign be? Well, the average remarketing campaign has about a 43% better chance of converting than a normal campaign. On top of that, it's also got up to 10 times higher click-through rates than average Google Ads campaigns. So long story short, you need remarketing campaigns in your life. Now, I'm not going to show you how to do a remarketing campaign in this specific video, but what I am going to do is I'm going to link my Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Remarketing on the screen so that you can see it and so you can enjoy it. You made it to the end of this video, and now I'm going to share with you the last tip that I have and the most powerful tip that I have. Using this tip, I got a conversion rate of over 9% for one of my Google Ads campaigns. And for a benchmark, that's almost 3 times the average conversion rate on a Google Ads campaign. Now, how did I do it? I could tell you that I did something magical and crazy, but it's really not that. The answer is actually quite simple. It's words. Yep, plain and simple wording. The way your ads are worded is going to drastically affect your conversion rate, because ad copy is the thing that's going to grab your client's attention. So I'm going to show you 2 headlines now. Which one appeals the most to you? The one on the left-hand side or the one on the right-hand side? It's probably the headline on the left-hand side. The reason being, that headline is talking to the customer in the language of the customer and not bombarding the customer with all of this professional speak. Look guys, the main thing that I'm trying to get at is you have to speak the language of your customers. Using big professional words and using features of your product that make no sense to the customer whatsoever is not really going to help you, and it's not going to translate well, because in the client's mind, they're trying to solve a problem and you need to speak to that problem and you need to tell them how you can solve the problem for them. So you can brush up on your ad copy. Now, a great book that I used to really open my mind when it came to writing copy and understanding the mind of the customer, I cannot remember the headline, or I cannot remember the name of the book, but what I am going to do is I am going to link a picture of the book here. And basically the author of the book talks about how to get in your customer's mind and how to write sales copy that excites customers. And I mean, we all want to do that. So it's a phenomenal read. It's a quick read, but it'll definitely help you get on with your Google Ads campaigns. And that's about it from us. So thank you so much for watching. Oh, by the way, if you need free consultation on your Google Ads, check out the links in the description below. And obviously like, subscribe, and share if you found this content valuable. Thank you so much. Have an awesome day.